This conference will now be recorded.
Well, hello and welcome everyone. This is the Nacogdoches Chamber Stakeholder Conference call. I'm Kelly Augustine. I get to work here at the Nacogdoches County Chamber and I love every day of that. It's always good to have these calls and hear from our partners in the area, updates, information, everything that they're up to right now. And I want to remind everybody that we are recording this call. We hope to have it later today posted on the Chamber's YouTube channel. And we also invite our media friends to join this call or to listen to those recordings. So please make sure you're giving us all good information that can be shared. So today we have a special guest with us, someone new to Nacogdoches and to SFA. Director of Athletics, Michael McBroom, accepted this invitation to start our call off. He'll have a few minutes to give updates. I did do some research online, and what I found that was most interesting was actually, Michael, what your previous employer had to say about you. It's nice when you have to leave a job to take a new job, and you read such wonderful comments that previous West Texas A&M University had to say about you. So that got me excited about having you in Nacogdoches and having you over at SFA and the athletics department. I think we may be on the cusp of some exciting times for SFA in general. Lots of transition happening there, and I'm hearing such good reports from the people that work on campus, and I think that means a lot too. So athletics is such a high profile department or area of the university. It touches so many of us. It's certainly a wonderful, pleasurable thing, something fun we get to do. We all get to take advantage of that. And then it brings a lot of pride to our town and our community and our region. So with that, I'm just really glad you're here. I'm going to give you the floor and let you tell us what you would like to give right now as an update.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kelly, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's kind of wild. This week will mark my 90th day at SFA, and it has a lot has happened in 90 days. But I got to tell you, I was really excited to get here and get going. And after spending the last 3 months meeting with people and learning more about SFA in the community, I'm more excited today about what the future holds. And I agree, the excitement on campus with the new president as well and alignment with the UT system. There are a lot of things that are starting to get lined out that I think not only athletics wise, but for the university, it's certainly going to be an exciting time, an exciting run over these next few years. I'm really excited. My family will move here this weekend. So we have not been together for except on the weekends for the last 3 months. So we have a house. We'll close on Friday, and the moving trucks get here on Saturday, just in time for to get us started in the season in school. So I'm really excited to have them in here and also to get to experience what I've experienced so far with the community. I thought I'd spend a few minutes this morning kind of just talking a little bit about college athletics and the things that have been changing, but really more importantly, some of the opportunities we have here at SFA and in Nacogdoches that kind of set us apart and how we can continue to grow this program, be a nationally prominent program, but also how we can leverage the benefit of this community, help businesses here grow, have a positive economic impact, and also talk about how businesses could help us as well. But let me start with something. I mean, in each of your industries, you monitor your industry trends, and I would hope that none of your industries are changing as rapidly as college athletics, because right now it's a whirlwind to keep up with what's going on in our industry. But I do think as the things are changing in college athletics, we have a great opportunity here at SFA to take that and really focus on what can make us better internally and regionally. Some of the things that you're hearing right now, the NCAA versus House settlement, revenue sharing, name, image, likeness, transfer portal, all of the things. We really don't know what college athletics is going to look like 5 years from now. So, as I'm coming in through this time, and even since I've been here, the House settlement is brand new. That'll go through litigation. But as I'm coming in here, what I think is best for us is to get to a stable foundation, get some stability in this market as best we could. Because if you can't find the stability, I've used this analogy, and some of the schools, are experiencing this. You're kind of almost like in a rip current. If you're an FBS school, and I'll use there are probably some Sam Houston graduates on this call. I'm just going to use them as an example because regionally people know about Sam Houston, but made a move from FCS to FBS before all of this new stuff happened. And if you're a school like that, when you're not really sure where your revenue sources are going to be, and now you're looking at 22% revenue share with athletes and greater investment, you can almost feel like you're in a rip current in the ocean, being pulled out to sea, and you've got to figure out some way to swim out of that rip current and find stability. Where we are at SFA, we have re-engaged with the Southland Conference with regional peers that look like us, act like us, and we know exactly where we're going to play and what we're going to do. That gives us a sense of stability in the marketplace that will allow us to focus a little bit more on our core competencies and things that we need to do to get better. And I think that's why we're in a position that's better than a lot of our peers. If you look at, it's a business analogy, right? But our marketplace, where our alumni live, where we're recruiting new students from, where their parents live, where our current parents live, where we're recruiting athletes. For me, it's geographically, you take I-49 on the east, New Orleans and up, and I-35 to the east, which includes the Texas Triangle. That's it. That's 80 to 90% of our market, using, again, the business term, where all of our people are. And so, including the Texas Triangle, which is one of the fastest growing areas in the country. And Nacogdoches, Texas sits right in the middle of our geographic footprint, and the majority of the Southland Conference schools do as well. So, if we're playing in a market of 24 million people, then what we need to do is become the best in that space, win. I mean, I'm in athletics. You guys run businesses. For me, it's all about winning. And if we can assist the university in elevating the profile by winning championships, advancing NCAA tournaments, in our primary market space where we're recruiting our customers, for lack of a better term, and our future and past, then that's where we need to be. And then we need to do our best to elevate the brand. So some of the things that we're working on inside that triangle is some new branding strategy. You'll see some new taglines. We haven't done, in my opinion, a very good job of getting our name out the last decade or so as an institution and athletics in that marketplace. So you're going to see athletics, and I think the institution as well, start to be a little bit more aggressive with our branding in not only Nacogdoches. You'll see some new campaigns start here with us, but expanding out through East Texas. We need to do a better job in Lufkin and in Tyler and in Longview, and then getting into Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth Metroplex. We're going to be very intentional about, from an athletic standpoint, where we play games, including guarantee games in basketball and football, so that we're playing in those marketplaces. We have some opportunities in basketball to go out and do some exhibitions or scrimmages off of campus. So right now we're working on doing some basketball meet and greet and inter-squad scrimmages in Lufkin that we've never done before, just as a chance to engage in a different place than Nacogdoches and expand that brand. So we're gonna work on expanding the brand in that that geographic footprint of 24 million people, and help the university grow enrollment, but also help us recruit the best and brightest to our campus that can help us win championships. Second, for us as everybody's trying to figure out what college athletics looks like, we have a chance here because we're pretty stable to focus on our operations, the experience we give our students and our fans, and improve our facilities. I don't think it's any secret that we need to improve facilities on campus, especially in athletics. So I'm focused on over the next 12 and 24 months, those plans that would help us. We've got to get football. Football needs to the football stadium and football field house need to be updated dramatically. We need to figure out solutions for baseball and softball. I think both of those can help not only the university but the region. If we can figure out some good baseball and softball plans, that drives. There's some opportunities in those sports and those facilities to drive additional games and events outside of just SFA that help our community. So we're going to focus on improving our operations, game experience that our fans have, and the experience on campus. Those are big for me in terms of. I'll use this. If you, I'm going to use the student deal. You can go get a business degree at 40 different schools in the state of Texas. More than that. A lot of the schools are accredited. A lot of have renowned faculty. Business degree is great, but what sets places apart is the experience and the facilities and the things. So I think if we can work on our experience, work on our branding and the image of the institution, the students that want to get a business degree or a fine arts degree or come play basketball or come play football, the experience they have here in Nacogdoches and SFA is much different than the one that they could get at say Lake Charles or any of our other competitors that are out there. I think the ability of the Nacogdoches experience, the SFA experience is unique, and we need to leverage that because I do think at the end of the day, experience sells more than just the item, right? Especially if the item is available across the marketplace. The third aspect of things that it's my expectation is to win. I want to win championships in anything that we do. I expect us to win. A basketball championship is the one, men's basketball and women's basketball. They will drive the most attention for the university and for the region by virtue of the NCAA tournament. No secret there. But so do other championships. And so, I don't believe in just having a team or having a sport for the sake of having it. I believe that we have to do our level best to give everybody a championship experience. So, I've let all the coaches know my expectation is that we win in whatever we're going to do. So, I do expect a championship in the Southland Conference. I expect track championships. I expect anything that we do that we're striving to be the very best in our space and qualify for those championships. That's a little bit of a culture change, but it's also on me to make sure that we're providing the resources that we need to provide those teams to do that. And again, that goes back to facilities and budgets and things like that. But I don't believe that we can say it's basketball only or football and basketball only. When we have 450 athletes competing on all of our teams over a 10-month period, I want to win at all of them. And that's so that culture change is one that we're working on here internally. And I'll tell you, so does our president. President loves athletics. He knows the value that athletics can bring to an institution and to the colleges and to the community. And just like me, he likes to win. And I don't want to be the guy that has to go in and say, yeah, we didn't, we're not very good, and we're not going to remain very good. So we are both driven, and I think and surrounding ourselves with people who want to win. So that culture change is the other thing that we're working on. But then the last thing, and the one I want to spend the most time on with you all, is the economic impact that we can drive to the city. There is a change in value in what we drive to the city in terms of if we're going to have 5 home football games or 6 home football games, if we're going to actively engage high school playoff games or high school football games on our facilities. Right now, we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 90 to 100 events that we bring to campus right now. I would like that number to be 100 to 125 a year, just athletic events, because each one of those drives economic value to the city. I've talked to a few business owners. Tell me the change in your revenue on a football game day versus just a regular Saturday. And there is a noticeable increase in certain businesses when we do that. There is a difference in 13 home basketball games versus 16. These home events that we can bring to the community are important for us. We win a lot more games at home, percentage-wise, but it's also important for the economic impact on the region. So from that standpoint, we are looking to book more games, bring more things in, not just us at SFA, but we also want to be accessible for high schools and club sports and things like that to come into the community. So, one of the questions that Kelly you'd ask is, how can businesses help us? I'm also going to flip that question. How can we help businesses beyond that? But I would love to have. We want butts in seats, and so if you would like, one thing you can do is buy tickets to games, group rates. If you want to come experience a game, basketball, football, you just let me know, and we'll get you and your crew into games, and we want you to experience it if you've never done that. I want feedback. If you come to games, I want the feedback on what you like, what you don't like. How are our concessions? What can we do better? Are our drinks cold? Were the contests, were the games fun? Did the music resonate? Or if you better never ever hear a cuss word coming off of some of our music. But if you do, I want to hear about it, because that's not the environment we want to create. But I look at my job here. I take a business approach to it, the same as you all do, and I want the feedback. But most importantly, I want you to come experience it. I want your employees to come experience it, and I want to make those games accessible. I will tell you right now, I believe our ticket prices are too high. I want our games to be more accessible to more people in East Texas. And from my perspective, I can't change this one right now. I'm working on basketball, but we're going to find some ways to discount the football tickets that I think that are too high for the marketplace. We are driving more revenue with higher ticket prices, but I would rather have more butts in seats and take the revenue on the back end, because if we get more butts in seats, it's more impactful for our corporate partners that we're very grateful for. More butts in seats sells more concessions. If we give them a good experience, it's that word of mouth. So we're going to look to make our games a little bit more accessible. And on those lines, I want to make our games accessible to you as a group. If you want some tickets to the first few games and come experience it and you've never been, shoot me an email and I'll get you tickets for you and your employees to come visit us. I want you to experience it. I want you all to be a part of what we're doing here. And then likewise, I want to know from your standpoint how SFA and athletics could help Nacogdoches Chamber and businesses especially. So a couple events coming forward, and I can open up for questions, things like that. But a couple of things on your calendar. I know we've got a live after 5 on Thursday. We're excited about that. Jimmy's going to have some cold beverages, I heard, or at least a few. We've got Meet the Jacks next Tuesday night for the football team here on campus, and then our first home football game is Thursday night, August 29th. We moved that to Thursday night really for one reason and one reason only. That's the first week of classes, and students are back on campus. We're going into Labor Day weekend. We thought if we could move that game to Thursday, we would have more students who would be able to come out to the game. That's one of the things we want. Students make games fun, right? And if the students are having fun, everybody's having fun. So we moved that to Thursday, a 7 p.m. kick. Excited about that. And then soccer starts that week as well, the Wednesday before. And one I'm really excited about, I've heard Shelton Gym is amazing for volleyball. I've never experienced it. They have a huge match on Tuesday, September 3rd. That'll be my first experience in Shelton. We're playing High Point, which is it'll be a big match that could help go a long way towards NCAA qualification. So excited about that one as well. The first week we'll get up and going there from the 28th through the 3rd. So I'm excited to see some of these first games and experience lumberjack sports for the first time in person. I think that's it for. Let me open it up for questions. Is that okay, Kelly?
That's great. In fact, yes, we will let folks offer questions or comments. I just have to thank you for that generous, very generous offer and invitation. And the Chamber will take the job seriously of getting that message out to our membership and the community as a whole. So thank you for actually stating that invite to come to the events,
You
come to the
bet.
game. What questions do we have? Oh, wow.
I would add another thing on the business side that's permissible now, and I want to talk a little bit about name, image, likeness. And Matt, feel free to jump in if you'd like. But under Texas state law, the Texas state name, image, likeness law is really well written, and it's designed for athletes to use their recognition, their name and their image and their likeness to help businesses sell product or market or services, things like that. In a community like Nacogdoches and in East Texas, our athletes are known, they are visible, they have followings on social media, and I would encourage, if you haven't, um, you know, think about using some of our athletes to help promote your business within, and we will guide on state law. Everything has to run through us. We will guide those opportunities so that everybody is compliant with state law. But I do think it's one of the things that attracted me here is that because the experience in a true bona fide college town is really good in Nacogdoches and the region, and our athletes can make names for themselves. If you feel like an athlete can help you market your business, drive revenue, things like that, then I would encourage you to look into that and into those opportunities.
I will, if I could add, Michael, we at eTech, we've been using student athletes to help promote, and we're a little bit different because we're not selling a consumer product in town like a restaurant or car dealer or the banks, but we're using it to um, expose eTech on campus as a potential employer for the students. And what we did, we took 10% of our marketing budget that we were spending with a Daily Sentinel or with radio or whatever, and we've used that with student athletes. And I don't know if any of you seen they're really influencers on social media, and they do a lot of posts where they're talking to other students about eTech and the benefits of working at eTech, tuition reimbursement, flexible schedules. And we've seen a greater return from the students for the money we're spending with the students and versus some of the traditional print media that we've used. And, the real cool thing is we get to know these students, we get to interact with them, we get to mentor them, introduce them to the business world. And, we've had players from football, basketball, ladies basketball, track and field, soccer, baseball, and it's just a really cool thing to get to know the students at that level and get them working with you, and soon seeing what they can do on social media. A lot of come to us and say, "Man, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?" And they get us thinking about different ideas. So, I think in today's business world, as you all know, the way we market it's changing, and the traditional sources of marketing media aren't yielding the returns they used to. So NIL is certainly one thing to look at. The other thing is I've been involved with the creation of what's called the Sawmill Collective, which is the NIL collective for Stephen F. Austin, and we support all sports. So you have the ability to go in there, pick a sport, and we have membership levels from $10 to however much you want to give. You pick your sport. You can make a one-time donation. You can sign up for a membership, and we've raised in the last couple of years several $100,000, mostly in men's basketball, but also ladies basketball. We just launched the football site. We're working on the volleyball site, And that money that comes in goes directly to the students. We don't have a paid staff. We're all a bunch of volunteers that are trying to figure out what we're doing here. And but what we do there is we have the students marketing the Sawmill Collective, so they use social media. They get compensated for that. But then also we look for opportunities to partner with the local nonprofits and have the students going out to the United Way, Boys and Girls Club, Solid Foundation, Glory Gang. They'll be at the Big Rig event that's coming out. They were at Blueberry. So they go out and they either they volunteer, but they get paid for it through NIL, and they give back to the community. And really, they have enjoyed. The students have enjoyed, especially going to the Boys and Girls Club and the Glory Gang, where they get to mentor these young kids, and a lot of them, they don't have role models like that in their lives for whatever reason. And we have student athletes now that even if they're not signed up to go, let's say to Boys and Girls Club, they're not on the schedule. They'll still go and not expect to be compensated just because they've developed a relationship with a student or two that they're vested in, and it's so cool to see that happen. So the big programs and the $1 million NIL contracts that you might read about or hear about that are happening out there at UT or Alabama or Penn State, that's not happening at SFA. These kids are getting $300, $400, $500 a month, and that means the world to them. They're able to go out and buy a pizza on the weekend. And these student athletes, and Michael can talk about, I mean, this is a job to them. They spend, the football and the basketball players that I'm more connected with, they're spending all year round. My point, they can't go out and get a part-time job like most college students, right? They have no way of making income. They come here, a lot of them come here with nothing but their talents. They're coming from, they just don't have a lot of financial support. Yes, they get a great opportunity to earn a degree from SFA, which is, we all know is worth a lot of money, but they still got to live. They still got to put gas in their car. And they, as much as we feed them on campus, they still want to buy a pizza every now and then or go to Chick-fil-A or whatever. And this little bit of NIL money helps them be a college student. Also, a lot of the guys, they'll send the money home, like the basketball players. They might want to get their mom or dad out here. And you all know it's not easy to get to Nacogdoches, so this money helps them buy a plane ticket, get them out here so they can come and see them play. We had one kid that every cent he got last year, some of you know AJ Cajuce was sending his money back to his mom so she could come out and see him play. And so there's all kinds of stories out there as I've gotten involved with NIL to hear from the kids, from the mentoring, from getting involved in the community, from not realizing all the things that go on in Nacogdoches, to how they're using that money, to what it means to them. And again, these aren't the $1 million contracts that the Power 5 kids are signing, and this isn't money that's going to significantly change their lives, but it is making a difference. So
Yeah, and I think to that point, that was, yeah, Matt, that's kind of what I wanted to allude to. It's not what you're reading about. I use this is a good. I think this is a pro. If you watch the Olympics at all, I've had this happen at both places. So sprinters, especially female sprinters, they like to have their nails done. It's a thing, right? They have these long, beautiful nails when they and they cross the finish line. They're showing their nails. We have sprinters that with local nail salons, the nail, if they do an NIL deal where the nails are done for free and they post on social media where they got it done. That means a lot to that student athlete that they didn't have to pay for their nails. They posted on social media and it was done. Like NIL is really accessible, and that's what the Texas state law intended it to be, is fair market value. There are shake places that, protein shake, stuff like that, or meals, the Chick-fil-A you alluded to, Matt. Um, it's just simple, social media posts or whatever. A local bank took a football player and said, "Hey, I just gotta open my account at such and such bank. You should do it too." And they gave him $50 to do that. So it is accessible to local business and it's fair market driven. So if you haven't ever thought about it, I'd encourage you to think about it and get engaged through that. So.
Can I mention
Yeah,
real quick?
one other thing I'll add is some of these student athletes have more followers on Instagram or Twitter than the Daily Sentinel has subscribers. So, and I hope there's no one on here for the Sentinel, but it's like some of these student athletes are really influencers. They really are, and we've seen it. Like I said, we've experienced it, and I wish we could get more of our local businesses involved, and it's coming. But like with anything new, it just takes time for people to understand the value, and there's definitely value. So.
Yeah, I think you've opened up a whole new area, or it has been opened up for businesses to have relationships. And I too have heard wonderful stories about how the student athletes have actually grown or expanded in a professional way through those relationships. So it's a wonderful two-way street. Did anyone else have a comment or question for Michael?
Just real quick, Anita with the Nacogdoches County Expo and Civic Center, and Mr. McBroom. Before this meeting started, we kind of talked a little bit about the SFA football team and cheerleaders coming out to the Piney Woods Fair last year. And so, it was a meet and greet. And in return, we gave them ride passes to go out and enjoy the Midway. So, again, we got something out of it and they got something out of it. It was a good time. And we look forward to keeping that going and, just us benefiting from it by getting those kids to or students to talk about the Piney Woods Fair and all that.
Sure.
So we kind of partaked in all that last year.
Good.
So what you're talking about, it was a good thing.
That's great. We'll keep that going.
Well, I know I've made some notes here on those dates. We can get all this information plus more at the Alive After 5, correct, on Thursday. So chamber members or anyone out there can go to nacogdoches.org and look at our online calendar to get the details for the Alive After 5 or contact our chamber office. But I'm in the interest of time. This is all fascinating, but we will move on. Thank you again, Michael, for joining us this morning. Please feel free to stay on the call if you'd like to hear from our other partners. In fact, staying in the streaming of information for SFA, next up is Trey Turner, Associate Vice President for University of Advancements. And I believe I did see Trey on the call. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Well, a couple of updates that I'll give you, both academic and then some important dates that are coming up and then some construction updates. Just real quickly, and I noticed that Dr. Jason Reese is on the call, but SFA's Nelson Rushi College of Business recently had its AACSB International accreditation extended for another 5 years. And so this accreditation places it within the top 6% of all business colleges worldwide. So that is a very important distinction. It definitely adds prominence and prestige to the college and then to SFA overall. So we're very excited to share that information, and Dr. Reese is a small part of that success as well. So thank you for your efforts there. Some important dates just to tack on to what Michael McBroom was talking about. We did just celebrate this past weekend SFA summer commencement. That was Saturday. So there was an influx of people here in town to celebrate that. Move-in weekend is coming Friday, August 23rd and Saturday, August 24th. So there should be a large number of people throughout the community, families and new students coming to campus. Walmart will probably be inundated. So you may want to avoid it on those days. Classes then begin on Monday, August the 26th. So that our traffic will soon be increasing here in town. during high traffic times. We'll be on the lookout for that. And then just to reiterate what Michael had mentioned, SFA's first football game will take place on Thursday, August 29th, as opposed to Saturday. So that'll be a Thursday night game. He has promised us a win, I believe, and an exciting game experience. We're all looking forward to that. I don't know that we've ever had a Thursday night game before, so that's exciting. Just a real quick construction update. The new dining hall project that's taking place on the corner of Wilson Avenue and College Avenue, or College Street rather, is still ongoing. They've now just about got that closed in, but there are going to be some limited traffic or limited right-of-ways through there over the next couple of weeks. So be mindful of that. There will be times when that intersection is completely closed. So if you need to get through campus or to certain parts, you might want to avoid it for a while, especially as we enter into the first class day. I would imagine with pedestrian traffic, that's going to be a pretty busy intersection. And then, of course, the new building, the proposed building for the Arthur Temple College of Forestry and Agriculture is still in the planning phase. And the raising of the current facility that is on the corner of Regay and College Street is still proposed to come down either in December of this year or January of next. So a lot going on, a lot of dates. Feel free to reach out to any of us here from SFA if you have any questions on those dates or need clarification. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trey. I'll also mention that we here at the Chamber are still collecting items to present gift bags to new SFA faculty. That'll be coming up soon. And also some NISD teachers will receive items too, if any of our local businesses or folks that would like to donate items to welcome teachers and faculty members to our education institutions. Any questions for Trey? Anyone have questions for Trey? All right, we're going to move on to the City of Nacogdoches. Our Public Information Officer, Kevin Meyer, is on the call. Hi, Kevin.
Hi there, everybody. Can you all hear me? Perfect. I just have a couple things to update you guys on. For those of you who might be looking for a pet, now is a great time to pick one up from the Nacogdoches Animal Shelter. They've started on August 10th. They started their Clear the Shelters event that runs through the 24th. It's a partnership with the Nacogdoches Humane Society. As part of that, they've waived adoption fees for those who are approved applicants. So it's a great time to help clear out the shelters and kind of, it's always a common problem with there being more supply of animals that need to be sheltered than there is demand. So we're trying to reverse that trend, at least for this month, and incentivize people to do so. So if you're looking to add a pet, now's the time. For those, city's planning on releasing some information soon on efforts to on how citizens can clear brush. Obviously, this time of year there's a lot of brush being produced, and obviously some people still had some residual from the storm and other weather events that we will no doubt be getting in the coming weeks until things start quieting down. So we want to make sure that there's information on how residents know that they can dispose of different types of waste and stuff that they have on their property. So that will be coming out soon. And then the last thing to note, for those of you who are interested in attending, there is a meeting on the city's budget that is taking place tonight at the C.L. Simon Recreation Center at 5:30. All members of the public are welcome to attend. They're going to be discussing the upcoming budget year for the city, and there'll be insight on all that. So if you're interested in something like that, you can attend that tonight. That's all I got.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you joining our calls and giving us those updates. And also with City of Nacogdoches, we have Natalee Dunn with Visit Nacogdoches. I'm sure this is a busy time for you guys with the activity, back to school and all that.
Hey everyone. So I'm gonna touch on just a few little updates. So Old Town Rig Down is coming up. I know I've mentioned that before, but it's a really big event downtown happening September 13th and 14th. If y'all haven't been before, it's I think they have about 150 big rigs downtown. There's going to be a light show, free live music with Randy Hauser, Neil McCoy, Tony Justice, and a few others. And then there's also some unannounced things that are going to be pretty fun. So look out for those and all of those updates. And again, that's September 13th and 14th. And then the Smithsonian Museum on Main is going to be in San Augustine, and that's pretty interesting. It's August 24th through October 6th. And the title is Crossroads, Change in Rural America. And Nacogdoches is going to have an exhibit there kind of representing us as a small town in Nacogdoches. So if y'all are interested in that, be sure to go see them. It's supposed to have a pretty big economic impact on all the small towns in the area. And then I'll make sure to link both of these in the chat if y'all want more information on it. And then any holiday events or any events that y'all are mentioning today, I'm going to send our event calendar into the chat and make sure those are listed in there so we can promote those for you. That's something we'd love to do for y'all. That's the end of my update, unless anybody has any questions.
Thank you, Natalie. The Chamber was able to team up with Visit NAC through the summer orientation sessions, and we absolutely love getting to visit with the families that are coming into Nacogdoches to get to know us as well as the university. That was a lot of fun. As I'm getting ready to give a United Way report, I just want to recognize Herb Johnson is on the call with the Alabama Coshada Tribe. That's one of our regional partners. Herb, if your mic is working, we'll love to hear an update if you would like to give one. But while you're testing your mic, because I believe there might have been some technical difficulties there, I want to let you know that the president and CEO of the Nacogdoches Area United Way, Caroline Garner, was not able to join us today, but she sent a couple of really important things that she wanted to make sure everybody knew about. So I'm just going to read this off her email. There is a kickoff event scheduled for United Way on Tuesday, September 10th at 5:30. It's going to be Boots and Burgers at Bonita Creek Hall. You know, that's going to be fun. There will be dinner, a lot of fundraising, fun stuff at that event. Tickets are $30. You can get tables. More is available at unitedwaynac.org, or you can always contact her at the office. Good to know that United Way is running strong in our county and our area. They actually cover several counties. All right, Herb, hello. Can we hear you?
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Sure can. How are things down south?
Great. Well, Alabama Coshada is doing well. We have survived the rains and floods and hurricanes, so we're good. We're powered up. So some of the updates that, of course, we share with you. Of course, we're getting ready to celebrate our recognition, our federal recognition on August the 18th. That's very important, as a tribe. We've been a federal recognized tribe since 1987, signed by President Ronald Reagan at that time. So we've been, been happy with that and surviving. And as of course, economically, our engine, Nacogdoches Casino, is doing very well. We never close. So if you've never had the opportunity to visit, and we're not trying to make anybody a gambler, and that's not our case. But if you want to come visit us, we do have restaurants in there that is very good. Matter of fact, we set a record last week selling over 400 steaks on our steak night. We have a steak night on Wednesday night. So if you want a good East Texas steak, come and see us and we'll be happy to help you. And some of the information I'd like to share with you is I know the Chamber came and visited us during our groundbreaking of our Education Center. That should be completed by the end of the year. So we'll have, of course, grand opening, and we'll invite you, the Chamber and everyone else, our friends, to come in and witness a facility that's going to house our education, our youth center, our library, and our Head Start program. Our Head Start program is one of the oldest programs in the country. 65 years Head Start's been going on. Our Head Start's been in existence that very long, and they're going to be in a very brand new building as well. So of course, again, come and see us, and then we hope to have you and come join us and come visit us here at the Alabama Coshada and also here at Nacogdoches Casino. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. We love seeing you in Nacogdoches, and we love heading over to Polk County to see your wonderful location there. Trey, did you have a question? No, okay. So Anita Scott with our Nacogdoches County Exposition and Civic Center is with us today. Hi, Anita.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank y'all for allowing me the opportunity to be here. We've got a lot going on here at the Expo Center. If y'all have passed by, you might saw the flags out front. FEMA is here, and they're helping individuals with their applications and things like that for damages that's done to their homes during some of these floods and whatever. But they're going to be here till September the 26th. We also have in August the 21st is the steer show validation. And again, that is for the steer show that's going to happen in March the 27th through the 28th. On August the 26th through the 30th, we have the Mexican consulate that's going to be here. And August the 27th, we're going to have the Shrine Circus. The September the 2nd is Labor Day. We will be closed in observance for Labor Day. And then September the 5th, TxDOT will be here. And they're just doing letting the public come and ask questions. They're proposing an upgrade to US 59 and reconstruct the US 59 and US 259 interchange. So they're giving the public an opportunity to come and hear what their plans are and to ask questions. And that's going to be at 5 o'clock here. They're doing, it's a virtual public hearing with an in-person option. So again, that's here at the Expo Center. On September the 5th, we have the Piney Woods Fair rabbit validation from 4 to 6. And again, that's for the Piney Woods Fair. These kids are going to show their animals. And the fair is October the 9th through the 13th. September the 12th, we have Texas Farm Bureau membership banquet. And then September the 14th through the 15th is Piney Woods Youth Rodeo. And September also the 14th is the Nacogdoches County Youth Livestock Association is having a $10,000 steak dinner. It's $100 for 2 steak dinners and a chance to win $10,000. And all the money raised is going to go towards these kids that are showing animals during the Piney Woods Fair. So just to elevate the sale of the animals and things like that, just to elevate that money. And then September the 20th is the Piney Woods Oral Surgery Continuing Education Seminar here at the Expo Center. The September the 21st and 22nd is the Region 5 High School Rodeo. And then the 21st also is the East Texas Gospel Explosion is a concert. And then September the 27th through 29th is the gun show held here at the Expo Center. But we got a lot of stuff going on, and there's even more that's happening here at the Expo Center that's not listed. But again, if there's anything here, I didn't give a whole lot of details to these events because it's a lot. But if you'll go to our website or our Facebook page, we try to put all of the information on those platforms so that way you can kind of see. But we also have a phone number, 936-564-0849. If you have any questions, we'd love to talk to you about these events. Or if you want to hold an event here, we have space available for you. So again, that's pretty much all I have, other than one other thing. Again, I mentioned the Piney Woods Fair is October the 9th through the 13th. We're looking for part-time workers. We're also looking for organizations, looking for community service opportunities. Of course, we're also looking for stage entertainment. So if there's any groups at SFA that would like to come and perform for our for the public, we would love to have them. And I think that might be all I have, Kelly. Is that enough?
Well, it's just really amazing. It's just really amazing.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We got a lot.
Thank you, Anita. If I know the ISD school has started. I'm sorry, somebody speaking. I think that might be feedback from Anita's Mike. Okay, I know the ISDs are all starting back to school, if not tomorrow, very soon. So remember, watch the roadways as you're moving around our community this week. Things are hopping. And I'm so glad Matt Rocco was on the call today so he could give us information on how eTech has interacted with SFA students. Thank you for that, Matt. You may or may not know Gary Lee Ashcraft typically would be joining the call and giving us some Sawmill six-man updates. He was not able to do that today, so I know he'll be glad to know that you covered that for him too.
Yeah.
Did
Michael and I didn't play on this, by the way. I didn't.
well, thank you. Did anyone else have an announcement or a question that I might have overlooked? All right. Well, with that, we have a great week. I see Jimmy waving his hand. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just something real quick. I want to appreciate Michael McBroom. I'm glad he's on board because obviously the more games we have, the more beer we sell. So I like his vision.
Well said.
Hey, Kelly.
Jimmy. Well said.
Can I make just a couple of comments? First of all, I think this forum where we connect SFA with the community is a very important forum, and not enough of our community is taking advantage of this. Word of mouth gets it done around here. So I would encourage everybody just to tell your friends, your family, your business colleagues, your employees, that it's good to pay attention. Sometimes I hear somebody, usually somebody younger, saying there's nothing that goes on in this town, and nothing can be further from the truth. It's just a matter of paying attention and listening to hear what's going on, and we can collaborate better. We can work together better when we all have a connection and we're talking to each other. So I just encourage, and the same goes for SFA. There's a lot of folks from SFA that need to be on this call, as well as people from the community that need to be on this call. And just one other thing I want to say, we hear about things that are happening on the economic development front, and we think to ourselves, well, what can I do about that? There's something everybody can do about that, and that's buy local. So whether you're spending money for your home, whether you're spending money for your business, you can buy it online, or you can buy it from your friends right here in Nacogdoches. And when you buy it from Nacogdoches, you are helping yourself. So encourage all your family, friends, and business colleagues to spend their money locally. That's all.
Thank you, Scott. You are a champion for the university and for doing business in Nacogdoches. We appreciate you. And I'm so glad Karen put her camera on. Karen Stubblefield with Workforce Solutions Deep East Texas can give us a great workforce update for our region. Oh, Karen, we can't hear you. No. I'm so sorry, Karen. Maybe we'll see you at the end of the month at the next call. Thank you so much for being on the call, and thank you, everyone. Again, look for the post. We'll share this recording on our chamber Facebook page and other social media sites, so you can share that as well. All right, thank you, guys. With that, we will get on with our day and our week. It's going to be an exciting one. See y'all at Homer Bryce Stadium on Thursday at 5:30 for a Live After 5 hosted by Athletics. Thank you, Michael McBroom, for joining us today.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.